My name is Furio Rinaldi, and I am Associate Specialist in the Department of Old Master Drawings here at Christie's, New York. To understand and appreciate drawings, you really need to have a kind of a physical contact. You have to hold it in your hands. It has a front, it has a back. The paper has a texture. The ink, the flowing lines, the chalk. It's unvarnished, unedited. A painting or a sculpture, everything starts with drawing. With the drawings, you really have an insight into the artist's creative process. It's like a fingerprint. The cartoon by Giuseppe Bezzuoli is an incredible new discovery. His style as a draftsman is so distinctive and so recognizable that we were able to identify the cartoon as a work by him. First of all, it's the largest drawing I've ever seen in my life. It represents Folly driving the chariot of love. It was drawn in 1848 for a fresco ceiling in Palazzo Gerini, Florence. It is a cartoon, which means it's a full-scale design to the final work. It's an essential tool, especially for a fresco painter. Most of the cartoons, because of their very functional and practical nature, they were destroyed right after their use. Bezzuoli's cartoon luckily survived, and it's a really welcome new addition to the artist's body of work. The notion of drawing as we know it today was born in the Italian Renaissance. The Italian word disegno embraces the physical act of drawing on paper and the intellectual concept of the design. The 16th century Italian artist Giorgio Vasari was an essential figure in the definition of the modern concept of drawing. He was an incredible draftsman, and he is also an incredibly reliable source on drawing and design practices in the Renaissance. Vasari's drawing presents the Virgin and Child with Saint Anne and infant Saint John the Baptist. It is a pen and ink drawing. It's all about the elegance of the figure, the ornamental complexity of the figure, and it's something that only Vasari could do. This fairly large study and drawing actually is by Giovanni Domenico Tiepolo, who's probably the most important draftsman of the 18th century. This is not a preparatory work. This was done purely as an independent work that Tiepolo did without a patron, without an audience, just for himself. We are witnessing the Holy Family flight into Egypt, and they're entering the gates of Memphis. All the figures are seen from the back, which is an incredible modern choice, almost a cinematic depiction of this moment. Another very important detail is that this drawing is signed. Drawings are usually not signed because they were not considered finished work. But by the time that Tiepolo drew this particular drawing, works like this have become extremely valuable and important, so he felt the urge of signing and taking ownership of a composition like this. I honestly feel very privileged because with this job I have such an exposure to drawings every day, hundreds of them. And this is hundreds of lives and hundreds of artists and techniques, and each and every one is really a window to another world.